Welcome to the Mind to Market video series. I'm your host, Steve Traben. Along with me is Megan Hulsey, Startup Spokane Program Manager. And this is a series of orientation videos to help you, the entrepreneur, understand the Mind to Market program and what's expected of you as an entrepreneur to go through the program. Mind to Market is really focusing on taking viable and scalable ideas and helping you launch and grow them into thriving businesses. This particular video is focused on the intake process, where you will work hand in hand with Megan at Startup Spokane to achieve some prerequisite items that will make you better prepared to go through the program itself. So Megan, let's take a few minutes and talk to our entrepreneurs about what the intake process entails.
Yeah, it's actually pretty simple, Steve. The first step for any entrepreneur who has an idea they want to take into Mind to Market is to schedule an appointment with me at Startup Spokane. Our email and our website are on the screen behind us as well, so you're welcome to contact me that way. And those meetings take about 45 minutes to an hour, and what those do is we will take that time to evaluate your idea, figure out where you are in the process, and evaluate how defined that is and whether that's actually a scalable and viable idea. Just like you mentioned, Steve, those are really the first things that we're looking for.
Right. And so once you've ascertained that we've got a viable and a scalable idea, and I will also say a founder or an entrepreneur that is coachable, because that's really a requirement
critical
as well, then talk about some of the resources that you make available to them.
Yeah, what we'll do is we will start identifying what your needs are as an entrepreneur. A lot of that is founder development, so it might be something like an accounting class, or it could be even something as simple as kind of developing your idea a little bit further with some one-on-ones. Whatever you need, we'll be able to help with the resources we have in our ecosystem, including organizations like Snap and Score. They have great programs that are very affordable and easy to get into, and you can pretty much start them almost any time. And so they're a great place to get started. Once you've gotten through some of those basics, what we'll do is start focusing on the two critical components we need before we admit any program into Mind to Market, which are your business model canvas and your executive summary. Now, we have some very specialized coaching that goes into creating those two pieces. First of all, we have a monthly business model canvas class that we offer in collaboration with SCC at the Spokane Public Library the first Friday of every month.
Yeah, and those are free workshops where people will learn not only the ins and outs of completing a business model canvas, but also they'll get exposed to the tremendous business resources that the library offers, including market research and validation services that are free of charge.
Yeah, and also the whole idea of going through a class where you're interacting with peers and instructors, it helps really solidify those ideas and actually potentially identifies potential problems and helps you advance and plan for those.
Yeah, and so once the business model canvas is complete, then the next step is really that executive summary.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, the executive summary, first of all, it starts with having a really well-defined elevator pitch. We'll start working with you on that in day one. That's where in 30 to 90 seconds, you're able to really summarize your idea, but then it actually elaborates on that concept. So it's really a one-page document that talks about what your idea is and how you would see that being achievable and viable. And it's a pretty simple thing, and we will also provide some support in putting that together as well.
Now, I know the timeline is different depending on the entrepreneur and their business idea, but Mind to Market is really about an accelerated process to get people from idea to pivot, sometimes failure, which can be a good thing, or launch. And so that time can take anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks on the intake process. But once they've completed that process, Megan, then they are ready to be forwarded on, if you will, to the Mind to Market team for consideration for the additional phases of the program.
Yeah, and it's a pretty simple and straightforward process. And the best way to know if you're a fit is to just contact us and get started.
Great. And so thank you for listening to this particular or watching this particular video on the intake process. And I hope that you'll view the other 3 videos on the Mind to Market program, as they will, again, help prepare you for what you can expect as you take your viable and scalable idea and launch it and commercialize it and be incredibly successful. We'll see you next time.